Well, we've been reading the book of Acts, and today we come to the book of Galatians, and there's a reason for that. See, as we read through the book of Acts and we come to the different churches that Paul planted, we're going to go back and deal with those churches, just like we dealt with James the other day and the Judaizers. When we come to these topics, we're going to deal with these different churches and different things. And so that's why we look at the book of Galatians today. And the church in Galatia is not just one church. It was to all the churches that were there in the province of Galatia. That was a province in Asia Minor, what we call Turkey today. And some were influenced by the Judaizers. Now, we've talked about the Judaizers before, but just in case you don't remember, the Judaizers are people that said you had to be obedient to the law of Moses, you had to become a Jew before you could become a Christian. And Paul addresses their teaching from the word today. And so I want to read to you Galatians chapter 1, verse 6 through 10. I am amazed that you are quickly turning away from him who called you by the grace of Christ and are turning to a different gospel. Not that there is another gospel, but there are some who are troubling you and want to distort the gospel of Christ. But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach to you a gospel contrary to what we have preached to you, a curse be on him. As we have said before, I now say again, if anyone is preaching to you a gospel contrary to what you received, a curse be on him. For am I now trying to persuade people or God? Or am I striving to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. Paul told them that if anyone preaches a different gospel to them, let a curse be on them. He said this a couple of times in a few short verses. You know, there was a pressure on him and to them to compromise the word, pressure from these Judaizers. And I understand that. You know, years ago when I started preaching, I made a commitment that if I was going to preach, I was going to preach the word of God. Not going to make it about me as much as I can, not going to tell stories as much as I can, do all that, but it's going to lift up the Word of God and make it about the Word of God. And many through the years, you'd be surprised, many people through the years in the church have not really liked that. Want to talk or just get up and talk about the news of the week and stuff like that. But I'm going to preach the Word and no other word. And so let us commit to his word because there is no other gospel that we can be saved.